folks, JD here. Long time no speak. I hope you're all doing very, very well. So today and for all of this week, I thought I would take you through all my Minecraft creations in this world that I have been taking quite a few years to put together. I have got a mad fascination with bunkers, under earth dwellings, as well as railways. So I've tried to incorporate that in all of this. Today is going to be the overview video where I just basically take you through the everything at a sort of glance, and then as we go through the week I will go through my treehouse, I will go through my biocube, I will go through everything almost like a tutorial, but in far more in depth than what I'm going to in this video. This video just gives you just an overview of how everything looks, really. So let's start off here. This is what I've affectionately called my bunker. So if I just walk outside, you'll see at the time there isn't a pressure plate here, simply because mobs used to open it, so I took it off. And this was before I built up these battlements into something, well, quite reinforced. Now the mobs can't get in at all. So the whole point of me having this bunker was meant to be like a destination, was meant to be a base of operations. So that's why I decided to build this. And I built it all underground and then just a little bit overground. Recently I've put in these bamboo, which have really shot up, just because I wanted to add some separation between all the concrete I've got and all the glass. Here I've got, right in front of you here, I've got my lava line, one of my railways that takes me across it into a different biome. I've got one of my biocubes over here. I've got a small mine there, which I'm not going to show you yet because it's not finished. And then right in the very distance there, I've got my absolutely colossal treehouse that I've built. Also over here, I've got, I don't know where the phantoms are tonight, but I'm glad they're not out. Over here, I've got Station 2, which is an underwater mine. And then up here, I've got my treetops, which is my farm, my chicken farm. So let's continue. So let me take you inside. So for this, I've got a little back entrance here that I go in because I can't get in through the iron door. Down the steps, avoiding the campfire. Down the steps again. Now what I've tried to do in all of my tunnels, I've tried to make it as realistic as possible by having more than one type of rock. I haven't just gone for a type of rock, because if in the real world, if you were to create a tunnel, you wouldn't just come across a type of rock. There would be mud, there'd be granite, there'd be stone, there'd be everything. And I've tried to add this little bit of realism in everything that I've done here. So I've got stone on the walls on top, and then on the side here, I've got another stone. I've got my large chests just with a couple of odds and ends in it, really. Not really a lot of stone, just so I can make that, of cobblestone, so I can make that into stone. The first room we come to is my bed of room, which is a bedroom. I've also got a little tunnel down there, which I'll go into later on this week. I've got my bed and I've got my chest here as well, just with a couple of other odds and ends in. So let's go a bit further down. I've got my water feature and mine. I'm not going to take you down there. It's nothing to see really, folks. It's just a massive, it's just a load of tunnels really. It's really quite boring. And likewise with here, I've got a deep mine, which is iron, coal and redstone. And that goes down into, well, it goes down about 90 blocks, which is quite far. And then we come to my trains. So this is where my stations start. This is Station 1, Platform 1A, what I affectionately call Crossrail, also known as the Orange Line. All the buffers you see here, or what I've used as buffers, as the game doesn't provide them, is the colour of the lines. This is my orange line, and we will be catching that in a minute to go down here. Here you can see another line, but I'll come to that later. And then down here, I've got the White Line and Silver Line railways, as well as my Great Mine. So let's go into here. Let's use the orange line to take us down into the main station. So as we are travelling down here, can you see some redstone that I've used just to help with the speed, just to get those powered tracks. And here is my main railway terminus. So I've got the black line, I've got the copper line. It is copper, as you can see from the little rivets at the top, but it's oxidized, which is something I was really quite impressed with. The game does that. So it's now turned into the green line, but I still know it as the copper line. And then I've got my automated railway here as well. I've called it my automated testing line. It's just just moves back and forth on some redstone. It adds a nice little bit of atmosphere though. As you go further into the mine, you can still hear it. It's a little bit eerie and quite creepy. And then over here, I've got my lava line, which we'll come back to. Now let's look at the line map. So first of all, we are here, the orange line, crossrail. The copper line, which is here, that goes to Treetops Farm, which then connects to the grey line, which goes to the underwater mine. My black line, which is here, connects to the wood line, which is mine access only, no public access. And then it connects to the red line, which then connects to the blue line, which is my treehouse. And then, which is still under construction, my high-speed yellow line. Then I've got the white and silver line. Remember I showed you the steps at the top of the ladder, which then the silver line connects to one of my biocubes. Now, let's start off and let's go to Station 1, Platform 2, which is the copper line. So this will take us to my Treetops Farm, which is primarily a chicken farm. But just before we get there, if you look to your right, this is the automated line. Now what I've done here is I've added things for you to look at going up the line, and when you come back down, you see it from a different angle. So there's always something to be looking at. It's not just a very vast tunnel that connects point A to point B. So we just hit a little bit of redstone, we're going to hit some more, and then we're going to travel straight up. Come to a disused station. I think I might do something with this station, but I haven't yet. Into my glass tunnel, which primarily used to protect me from the mobs up the top there that would drop onto the line. And then we come to my Treetops Farm. So let's get off there, have a little walk around. This is my chicken part of the chicken farm. Now I did have about 10, 11 chickens here, but I had to eat them. So yeah, I'm sorry, little fella, I did have to eat you guys. I know, sad. But anyway, so now I've got 2 chickens just in the corner. I've got the one little chick which just hatched, and I've got the adult chicken there as well. Leaving the chicken farm, going into my farm building. A load of apparatus here just to ensure that anything that I mine or anything that I can burn anything I mine. Like I can take iron ore and make it into iron ingots, and likewise with coal and likewise with gold. And then I've got a little chest up here as well. I like to have little chests everywhere. When I build an area, I will pop a chest there to pop everything that I need to build, so I haven't got to keep on walking back and forth. And then upwards onto my observation area, where I've got my lightning pole. Lightning does hit it, and I've also got one on the roof there next to my my chimneys. And then look at that view, amazing. I love looking at that. I was going to glass up the whole thing, and I thought, no, I'll leave it open. It gets a bit dicey when the phantoms come out to play, but other than that, it's all right. And then if I go down, and then we're going to leave Treetops Station. But before we do, we've got to switch the points, and now we can go to the underwater mine past the bunker. Now you're probably wondering why I'm not going into a lot of detail at this particular moment. I'm going to do this during the week, so there's going to be an exclusive Treetops Farm video, and I'm going to go into how I made it, why I made it, and basically what its purpose is. As we now travel across, you can see my biocube. You can see a bit more of my my treehouse. And then as we come this way, we've got the lava line on our right, a load of bamboo. And then as we snake our way towards this mountain, which I have bored some holes into, and here ends the copper line. Now we're at Station 2, because we've left Station 1, which is my main bunker terminus, and now we're in Platform 1, which is the sea mine. So there's lots of little offshoots here where I can get away if I need to, and I can make things. Now this line isn't fully complete. I need more redstone, so I think what I'm going to do in this instance is I'm just going to run it. I can use the cart, but as I say, it needs more redstone, more powered lines. It is very, very slow, and it is much quicker to run it. You're going to see a little part coming up which looks a little bit familiar from what we saw from the orange line. So here we've got our Station 1 line and Station 2. Even though they're not intersecting, they are running side by side. I quite like the fact that I can see Station 2 from Station 1 and vice versa. Although when I was building it, watching Station 2 from Station 1 with the carts going back and forth with zombies sitting in them was a little bit hilarious. As I get to the end here, this is where my sea mine begins. Now this was painstaking. Anybody that's done this will know just how painstaking this is. So all of this was dirt, which I mined out piece by piece and replaced it with a glass block, giving this really nice effect that usually you can see some fish, some squid, but there's nothing there today. I've also left this little piece here which you can walk through, and you have the effect of standing behind a waterfall, which is quite nice. I quite like it, although the odd squid does get trapped here and does die. If we go back in here, now I know what you're thinking, this doesn't look a lot like a mine. You're right, the mine aspect is down here, and this is probably the least productive mine of my whole island. This mine has only given me cobblestone, and that's it. It hasn't given me any gold. It's given me, I think it's given me a tiny amount of coal, but it has literally been a tiny amount considering what the great mine has given me. So yeah, in comparison, it is my underwater mine, but it's a useless mine. But I like coming here just for this. I think it's a really nice effect. So now we're going to run back, and we're going to go back up to the copper line, and then we're going to head back to Treetops, and then from there we're going to catch another line. So let us know what you think, folks, in the comments. This has taken quite a few years to make. I haven't been playing it exclusively. There's been a big period of about 2 to 3 years where I didn't even play it at all. But when I loaded up this game, the save game was from 2017. So I've done gradual bits over the years, but I've really started to add a lot of parts to it in earnest in the past fortnight, really, where I've been playing it for 14 to 16 hours a day. And that's what this game is great at doing, isn't it? It's really great at making you forget just how much time is passing. But everything you can complete with it, you can make with it, is quite spectacular. Right, so now we're back at Station 2, Platform 1, the copper line. So now we are going to take a slow departure away from the copper line. I like these slow departures. Again, it's adding an area of authenticity, because no train you get on goes from 0 to 100 in a matter of seconds. Every engine takes a time to speed up, and it's the same with my lines here. Here we're passing the bamboo forest again, going over the top of the bunker, and then heading towards Treetops Farm. I'll come to all of these bits and I'll show you everything in good time. So now we're going to head up. I know we don't need as many redstone candles as this, but I quite like it. It looks quite nice of a night. So now we've stopped at the Treetops Farm. Let's switch the points again. And then again, add into that area of authenticity when it comes to trains. As I explained down in Station 2, we're now going to take a slow departure from Treetops, where we're going to hit this redstone powered rail, and it's going to catapult us. And now we're going to head back into Station 1. So we're just coming around this corner, heading down into the glass bridge. I'm going to finish that at some point as well, to the disused platform, and then down. And you might remember I said a little while ago that at every different aspect, if you come in up a line or down a line, you get to see different things. Well, here you get to see this from a different angle. So you get to see a lot more of it, as you would have done, than you would have done going up the line. So let's just have a look. Where's my automated cart? Because I couldn't see it coming around. Oh, there it is. Good. Now we are going to Station 1, Platform 3A, the black line. Usually there are lots of different stations on this train track. I'm not going to stop us at every one. That's going to come in the video later this week. For now, I'm just going to drive you past every station until we get to the red line, where we're then going to catch the red line, and we are going to then shoot up to the treehouse. So again, different parts of my mines that you can see. A bit of disused, not finished mine there. A bit of a station there. So now we're going to quickly go into the train inquiries room, and we know that the black line takes us to Crossrail, that's where we've just come from, and the red line takes us to the blue line. So now we are going to jump on the red line, This one's a little bit quicker. It's the redstone sooner. As you'll notice, I have, with this line, because it's a lot longer, I have added in some redstone blocks just to denote, like you would see in London on the tube. If you were going across, you'd see the black line, which is the northern line, the yellow line, which is the circle line. Here I've added redstone blocks just to denote that you're on the red line. And again, I've tried to switch up as many different types of stone and rock as I can. You've got cobblestone, you've got dirt, you've got a bit of granite in there as well. There's a bit of gravel, you've got some coal. So I've tried to leave it as naturally looking as I possibly can. In a couple of seconds, we are going to be hitting another redstone powered rail, which is then going to take us up over another mine which I have excavated. And this you can see, because it's all glass. There you go. I'm going to have a little bit further look into that mine as well. So now, there's a little pillagers station. They come out every now and again and try and kill me, so I try and kill them. I don't know how many of them I've dispatched, but I quite liked seeing their structure here, so I built all my stuff in this same location. Crossing a stone bridge. Now we're going to turn the corner. And we've got another little stone and wooden bridge here before we reach the terminal. You can see my farm there, so you can see just how far we've travelled. So now we have just arrived at the Treehouse terminal. So you can see the red line in the redstone and the blue line in the lapis lazuli. That corresponds to whichever train track line there is. Let's take you up here first. Not a lot to see other than my chimney. And again, another lightning rod. But it's good for access as well, if I've got to repair anything. Got a grinding stone. And here we've got our train map. So the red line leads to the black line, and then onward to Crossrail. The blue line leads to the treehouse, which is right in front of us. And the yellow line, which is my high-speed line, you can access via the stairs, which is under this drawbridge here. But again, it's not built. It's under construction. So I'm not going to show you that yet, because this is a mammoth task that I've taken on to construct this. And yeah, I don't know when it's going to be ready, but there is going to be a video coming out when it is complete. So now we're going to jump on the blue line, which is now going to take me into my treehouse. Hit the powered rail, round the corner. We'll go through my glass bridge as well as my forest, which is also really great because you can walk across and jump across the whole length of this forest to get to my treehouse as well. So there's double entry both ways, whether it's train track or whether it's jumping across the treehouse. Across the trees, sorry. So here's my treehouse. So what I've done is I've tried to make it look as rickety as possible, because that to me is a real treehouse. Yes, you can have these really ornate looking beautiful treehouses, but I quite like the rickety ones. So I've built it around 4 trees. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I've just tried to make it look as natural as I can, all out of wood and glass. I've got a little treetop garden here, which I'm going to be adding some bamboo to at some point and some flowers. And then I've got a nice little photo. And then if we go up here, I've got my secret room, which is not very secret because the ceiling is glass. But this is where I can sleep the night away and ensure that I can repair things and make things. And then again, like my train station, I've got a chimney and I've got a lightning rod, and I've got access up and down that via that trapdoor. So I'm going to go into how I made it and into a lot more detail than I currently am during this week. Nice little painting. You didn't see that as I went up. But I like it. I really like it. It shows all different aspects of the island, of the biome. And when the mobs are out there, it really annoys them that they can't get to you. And I've had a load standing there. Even the skeletons trying to shoot through this hole, they're not very accurate at all. So chances are they will miss. And then I've got this massive open area here, all surrounded by lights. I like the glass bottom as well. You can see straight through it onto the floor. Always nice when you see the mobs first thing in the morning. They'll always try and cover and hide so that they don't burn up. But invariably, that doesn't work because it's glass. The sun does shine through and they will burn up. So again, crossing my forest line. I'm now going to go back to the terminal and then we're going to catch a train and we're going to go back to the main terminus, back to station 1, which is my bunker. And then from there, we are going to head across the lava line. And I'm really excited for you to see that, guys, because I've only now just finished building it. You can see where I've been mining all the stone from. Sorry, all the sand from. A load of mobs are out now. There we go. Cross my little stone bridge. Let's look at that. Oh, skeleton. That's what it looks like in the dark. And again, I've got more bridges to build here. I just want to do it tastefully. I don't want it to be every single open space there to be a bridge. I still want to be able to see the dolphins swimming here, and I want to be able to see everything else around me as I build more structures. So now down onto the red line again, heading towards the black line. This is a really long stretch of line, and originally the black line was this whole area, but it was just far too long to try and navigate. So that's when I decided then I would elongate the red line, because the red line started. I had a second station on one of those concrete bridges above, and that's where the red line started. So I got rid of that and then brought the red line down into here to try and add a little bit of separation, because the black line was just so long. It was huge. So here we are, arriving at the station. So once again, if we just check, the black line goes to Crossrail, which is where we're heading to. So black line. And again, you're going to see more things going back than you saw on the way down. This is fine. I'll go into more detail, as I say, individually during the week. So here we go, a little bit slower now going back, not as fast. I quite like the idea that just because you put in redstone tracks, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be going at that same speed, both inbound and outbound. Let me just eat some food here quickly. Nice. And then we're heading back up to my station. Let me have the other chicken as well, in fact. And here we are, back at Station 1, Platform 3A. Again, there we go, the automated train just arrived. So now what we're going to do is we're going to head to the lava line, which is my newly created line, my newest line that I've made. And ideally, actually, what I'm going to do, I wanted you guys to see this in the daylight rather than the sun, rather than the dark, because there's so much to look at. So what I'm going to do, I've got a bed over here, so I'm just going to go to bed quickly. Don't forget, if you want to see a particular area and not have me faffing around all these different rail lines, then you can just click in the chapters and you'll go to a specific area. There we go. So back we go. Haha, here are the zombies. Into my bed of room. And now we'll have a quick little sleep. And now it's day. And we can go down. We can head down towards the lava line. Of course, not just running it. We've got to use the trains. And then eventually when we come back from the lava line, I'll show you the white and the silver line. So here we go. So now, again, up we're heading towards the lava line, and this is my cross biome. I never really explored too far in Minecraft, but I decided to the other day and came across another biome, so I decided to make a railway to it, which was extremely ambitious when you see the length of this. There we are, my lava rock there to denote lava line. Go across the first wooden bridge. I've tried, because there's a lot of concrete and there's a lot of brick in my buildings, I've tried to make this complete line, the lava line, is completely wood. From tunnels to bridges, everything is going to be completely wood. I don't want there to be any stone or anything visible. I love this view. Just looking at all the treetops as we're going across. Again, I'm going to go into more detail about this line during the week. I'm going to make its own video this week. so that I can explain to you how I built it, how long it took me to build, how many train tracks I used, etc. Look at that. I love bridges, I love building tunnels, but seeing the landscape in this game is just incredible. I love looking at every aspect of it. It's all open. It's just all for the taking, isn't it? You can build everywhere and anywhere. So here we go, keeping across. So now we're just about to head into a man-made tunnel that I made. Again, all wood. Heading across here as quick as we can, thanks to those powered rails. And very soon, we're going to be crossing into another biome. I don't think it's an exclusively 100% different biome. I've called it a different biome. It is. You go in from this wintry wonderland of trees into the jungle, which has got no snow. So in essence, it is a different biome, but it doesn't look as if it's very large. It looks like it takes up a lot of the outskirts of the area. But again, I haven't really gone very far in it. And here we are. So there's a couple of different changes I've got to make. You can see the style and the type and the colour of the trees is different. But if I turn around, here we go. A bit swampy, a bit jungly. I don't have any of the jungle animals, so I don't really know what to call it. But I have got big plans here, and I'll show you some of them now. So that's it. We've arrived at the lava line destination. So I'm going to, when I mine more lava bricks, I'm going to put them across here. Then I've made another railway line here, which is just going out over to the left. I don't know where it's going to go yet. As you can see, I haven't planned anything. I'm thinking of just cutting round and going around the outskirts of the island. But also over here, I'm currently building I don't know how well you can see it from here actually. I think it's covered by trees. Yeah, it's covered by this bit here. Just under here, I'm building a staircase which takes me down to the water where I can put my boat. And that's where I'm going to build a dock and a pier. I've got my boat sitting in there. And that's where I'm going to be able to cast off from and go investigating other lands. So you've just docked, you've just pulled in on the train station. You're tired, what can you do? Well, I've built a little treehouse up here. It's not very spectacular, it's just very basic, but it does what I needed to do. And that is, it provides a bed. So again, I can sleep over it into the dark. I've got a full view of my whole kingdom. I don't know why I left that block in there, but still. And I know there's an island over there, and it's an island where I got a lot of my sand from as well. So I'm going to try and make a road basically over to there. And then I'm going to add in some more railways. But over here, look, I noticed yesterday when I was building this, that there's a little, looks like an old tribal fort. So I'm going to have a little look at that. But if I was a betting man, I would bet that there were going to be some traps around there. But I'm still interested in looking and seeing what's in there. So down we come. Again, we're going to go back now on the lava line. And then I'll take you onto the white and the silver lines. But this is basically what my island looks like. I have been spending a lot of time doing it, as I say, the past few weeks. And I'm extremely impressed with this whole tree line down to this different biome, just because it took me so long to build. But as I say, I'll go into more of that in the video coming up this week. So back we go. Goodbye, little area. Oh, there's a pig. Hello, old area. So I'm going to try and see. Yes, I can beat the sun, no problem. So again, going back, one thing you will notice, it's a different speed to how we left. When we left, it was at a pretty much constant speed. When we go back, it will get a little bit slower. But again, I quite like that. I really quite like it. I'm not looking to change it. What I am looking to do is just alter a couple of areas here, make it a bit more secure for when I go back in the night, so that I'm not being attacked. But again, look at this view. And the structures, the mountains and the hills look spectacular. At least I think they look spectacular. Really, really, really look nice, especially with the snow. And when the snow comes down here as well, it really makes for a little bit of fun. It really does. Okay, so we just entered the wooden tunnel that I made here. And we're almost there. We're going to zigzag our way through here. And then we're going to come across one of the forts that I had to make when it got quite dark. And I hadn't noticed how dark it had gotten. I know it sounds silly, but I was so concentrating on building this wooden railway that I had to quickly run back and build this. And you're going to see little areas like this all over this island of where I've started to build something in the open. And then I've thought, oh no, the dark is coming. I've quickly got to hide. So I've just built these little fort areas up. Nice little double waterfall there. Another area for me to explore. But what I'm going to do there is probably make another railway station and then have a train drive into that area. And here we go. We can see my bunker on station 1 with the ridiculous looking bamboo. We're going to slow right down here now. Again, just looking around magnificently, looking mountains and caves and places I haven't explored yet, even though I've had this for years. There's bunker 1. There's all the bamboo. And now we're going to go over to my biocube over there. And I'm going to show you what that is. It's a little bit Bioshocky. It's a little bit retro. It's, I think, though, quite impressive. Those little wooden platforms as well might become new railway stations. So as you can see, I've given myself lots of room. I haven't just thought about what I can build now, but I've even given myself lots of room to expand. And across we go on the orange line. Back now to the Crossrail start. And this is where we're going to walk down the ladder. Excuse me. And we're going to then get to the white and the silver lines. So, there we go. Come down here, white line and silver line railways. So here I've got a nice glass water feature as you come down. So another part of one of my mines. I thought that looked quite nice. Here, I'll show you the Great Mine, what I've called the Great Mine, and my white line as well. I'm not going to take you in there yet, as this is just the overview. I will do that in a separate video when what I've built in there is complete, which it isn't yet. Nice waterfall. Also, another mine above. And here is my great mine. But I think it'd be better if we see it via the white line. Now, I've said this was a loop. I've said I haven't altered those. It was a loop. But then I broke the loop because it used to loop around there. I broke the loop and then made it its own separate railway. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Great Mine. And if it wasn't for this mine, then none of what you've just seen above ground would have been built. Everything gold, redstone, coal, iron, diamond, copper, it's all been found in this mine, which you are going to see a lot more of. And I really love this because you get to see disused parts, you get to see parts I've blocked up with glass blocks, you get to have little bridges which catch any enemies that spawn. Because I have got some dark areas on purpose, I do get quite a bit of slime that spawns here. And this is now where the Great Mine line terminates. The smaller Great Mine, which is straight down there. And as it says, it is quite a walk. So it's going to take you quite a while to get down there. I've timed it and it takes just over 8 minutes real time to get to the next mine. And now we're just going to head back. So I've tried to use everything here to my advantage. For instance, the lava, that provides a natural light, so you don't need as many torches, which cut down on the amount of wood I was using, the amount of coal I needed. We're just going to head back again, going back at a much slower pace than how we arrived here. Disused parts of the line. More here. Other parts that I'm going to redo in time. I'm not going to do it yet though. I've got far too much that I want to complete on this, and far too many projects in this game that I am currently completing. And I really like this part where the whole mine opens out to you really slowly, and you can get a glimpse for just how big this mine is. Look at that. And again, I've called it the Great Mine because even though the torches aren't floating, it did remind me a bit of the Great Hall from Harry Potter. So I thought that I would call it the Great Mine. And then you're going to see a few things that you didn't see on the way down. You're going to see my secondary mine under there. And you're going to see this great big lava swamp here. And now we're going to head back to the start of the white line. I mean, it's huge. And then we're going to go to the silver line. So back up from the way we came, past the waterfall. Let me just do that, because this next bit has seen a few mobs. And I don't really want to come across anything I'm not prepared for. So what do you think so far? We've been through quite a lot, quite a big area. I will explain that in another video. Not this week, but later on. And now we are just heading on platform 5, which is the silver line, passing more of my mines that I've excavated. Again, with the stone, I've tried to mix things up a bit, try to make it a bit more natural, not just have one colour. So you've got your stone, you've got your diorite, you've got your dirt, you've got your gravel, you've got your lots of different stone there. And then you reach the terminus, which I haven't really finished yet. And then with a flip of this switch, we are now heading across the glass bridge and head into my biocube. Up we go. And here we are. This is my biocube. Taking a bit of inspiration from Bioshock. So where you walk into the massive gardens, and that's exactly what I've done here. So I've made a dirt outside, which is massively reinforced, but I will go into that at a later date this week. Trees, oak and spruce. I've added in, from my jungle biome, I've added in some jungle leaves, and then I've added in some bamboo, and I've just smashed the glass so that the bamboo can grow to however high it wants to, because I think that, as that one just did, I think it looks quite nice. And in the corner, we've got some nice melons. And then we're going to go back across, down, past the flowers, again, around the back, some more trees and some more spruce, some oak, and then we are now going to head back. And that's basically a very, very brief overview of my whole island. The next part, what I'm going to be doing this week, is I'm going to be taking a part and I'm going to be just looking at that one part per video. So there's going to be a part for the biodome, for the biocube. There's going to be a part for the Treetops Farm. There's going to be a part for the Treehouse. And I'm going to take all that and I'm going to do my best to explain in a tutorial fashion how I built it, why I built it, how many resources were used, and pretty much just try and give a bit more insight as to each part of this massive, massive island. So we're just coming up on the approach to the silver line. There we go. Where we're now going to head past the Great Mine entrance, back up the ladders, which eventually will be elevators. I'm going to make lifts for these areas. And we're going to head back out to where we began. And I think I saw it was dark outside, am I right? Yes, there we go. And heading back out to where we began. And as with a lot of my areas, I've got secret trapdoors and secret parts into different other areas, which I will explain all in good time. Down here, very carefully, there we go. That's my automated train line. And if we watch that for a second, you should see the cart go past. I'm hoping. There we go. Very, very nice. And also, before I built up this area, any mob that would fall in would fall directly into there and then fall into the huge cave that I've made underneath that, which again adds for atmospherics when you can hear them walking around and growling and groaning. And then if I come over here, I've added another pit, which is quite redundant now. The only way a mob can get in now is by falling into the river outside here and floating in. So, of course, they enter as a zombie and then they come into here as a drowned. And that's pretty much my whole island as a glance. At a glance, rather. All right then, folks. So I'm going to be back with a lot more Minecraft videos this week. And in general, this is going to be a regular segment that I update every few weeks. Once I've got something new to talk about. It's not going to be every week because I need time to build. I need time to ensure that I've completed enough in order to show. So there we are, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD. You've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends. Happy